Hello, I'm Mr. Bob, and welcome to my Algebra 1 video series. This video covers Chapter 6, Section 2, titled Slope Intercept Form. By the end of this video, you will have reviewed the slope-intercept form of a line. You will begin by writing linear equations, identifying slope and y-intercept, and then writing an equation from a graph. You will then move on to graphing linear equations and then solving a real-world problem. If you'd like me to cover any of these topics in greater detail, please leave your request in the comment section below. And also, please subscribe to this channel if you find this video to be at all helpful. It'd be very helpful to me. Thank you. Okay, before we get into the meat of this presentation, I'd like to go over just a couple of definitions. First, a linear equation. An equation whose graph is a line is a linear equation. And when we speak of lines, we talk about straight lines, okay, not a curved line in any form. A straight line, a line is a straight line. In the y-intercept is the y-coordinate of the point where a line crosses the y-axis. So if I were to draw that, it would be something like this. Let's see if I can, what we can do. So if we had a bit of a graph here, right, and I draw a line like this, and this is x, and this is y. Okay, this is what they call the y-intercept, where the line crosses the y-axis and touches it. This is a line, as you see that a straight line. It's tried to be a straight line anyways, the best I can do, freehand. So that's a line. This is, so an equation whose graph is a straight line, so this is a linear equation would define that line. And the y-intercept is the y-coordinate, and that's looked at as, in this case, it's always going to be 0, comma, y, right? With the y, the x, y ordered pair, you know about x and y. This is the y value, and this y-intercept is always when x is 0. So x is 0, you go 1, 2, -1, -2 here, 1, 2, 3. This is 1, 2, and 3. So right here, this is y, x, comma, y, right there. That's what it says when the line crosses the y-axis. Okay, objective 1, writing linear equations. An equation whose graph is a line is a linear equation. Since the function rule is an equation, a function can also be linear. Here are some examples of linear equations. Y equals 2x plus 5. That is the equation of a straight line. And f of x equals 3x divided by 5 plus 4. Again, another equation of a line. Not all equations are linear, though. Here are some equations that are not linear. Okay. Y is equal to x squared. That does not draw a straight line. It's a parabola. It draws, and it's pointing upward. F of x is 2x cubed plus x plus 1. That also is not a line. And the way you can tell is that the x value, the highest x value, cannot be any higher than the power of 1. If it's squared or cubed or anything else, it's no longer a line, a straight line. The y-intercept is the y-coordinate of the point where a line crosses the y-axis. The line shown at the right crosses the y-axis at point 0, 4, using the ordered pair x, y, right? 0, 4. The y-intercept is 4. The slope of the line is -3/8. Okay, we're going to look at that. So it says if you know the slope of a line and its y-intercept, you can write the equation of the line. And the letter m refers to the slope. But you can see that this is a downwards, right here, it's a downward sloping, or maybe I'll change the colors to maybe blue here. It's downward sloping, and as I said before, that means that it's negative. If it was going from left to right, going up from left to right, it'd be a positive slope. This is a negative slope, and as you know, right here it says that it's 3/8, -3/8. Okay, and it's negative. So how do you measure 3/8? It's rise over run. Well, in this case, the rise is going down, so it's negative. It's not rising up, it's falling down, right? Descending. So, and if you count them out, you're going to see that between these two dots here, 0, 4 here, and 8, 1, you're going to see that this drops 3. Negative 1, 2, 3 to get to the line where this dot is over here. This dot right here is down 3 from this dot right here. Okay. 1, 2, 3. And it's over 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So what do we know? The rise over the run. So it's 3 divided by 8. And it's negative, says it's going down. Okay. Hope you see all that. Okay, objective 1, it's the next slide, 1B I'm calling it here, writing linear equations. So from the previous slide, now we know what the slope is. It's negative 3/8, and we know the y-intercept, which is right here, 0. It's already in this slide here, 0, 4. Okay, so what do? We start by writing the standard slope formula, which is y2 minus y1 divided by x2 minus x1, which is the y ending position minus the y starting position divided by the x ending position minus the x starting position. And that's equal to the slope. There's the slope, m. So we're substitute. So what do? We have the y ending position minus the starting position. The starting position, right, y sub 1 is 4. Right here, 0, 4. Here's where we said we started, right up in here. And that the x is 0 right here. It's 0, right? So it's 0, 4. And then the x is x minus 0. So the 4 is the starting position, and 0 is the starting position, okay, for the x. So then we're going to simplify a little bit. We're just going to get rid of this x minus 0. So we're going to have y minus 4 divided by x is equal to negative 3/8. Now we're going to multiply both sides by x, okay, to get the x over here on the right. And when we do that, we're going to have y minus 4 right here is equal to negative 3/8 times x. And then we subtract or add 4 to both sides. And when we do that, we're going to get the standard form called the y-intercept or slope-intercept form, which is y equals negative 3/8 x plus 4. And here's the slope, and here's the y-intercept. Okay, and you can see that the negative, where we get the negative 3 from, right? Minus 1, minus 2, minus 3, and then plus 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Negative 3 over 8 is negative 3/8. Okay, and then what is the standard form of the slope-intercept form of the line? So the slope-intercept form of a line, the equation is y is equal to mx. I'm going to put a darker color on that. Y is equal to mx plus b. And that's what we wrote right here. Okay? Okay. Okay, example 1, identifying slope and y-intercept. So here's a quick little exercise. What are the slope and y-intercept of the equation y equals 3x minus 5? So we're going to start off by using the slope-intercept form of a line, which is what? Y equals, right here, y equals mx plus b. M is the slope, b is the y-intercept. So now you just have to substitute. So we're going to substitute the 3, which is right here from the 3x right there. You see it? That's the slope. And it's a positive 3, so it's a positive slope. And the y-intercept is negative 5, the entire piece there, right? Negative 5. If it was positive, it'd be positive 5. It's negative 5. So the slope is 3, and the y-intercept is negative 5. And there's your equation right there again. Y equals 3x plus a negative 5. Remember that. It's a plus a negative 5. Okay, example 1, check your understanding. Directions. Find the slope and y-intercept of each equation. And there are 3 of them here. I'm trusting you've been with me before. If not, if this is your first time, please, I'm asking you here to pause the video and try these on your own. Now, when you come back and restart the video, we'll work them together, okay? I'll wait for you to get this process started. Okay, so now that you're back, let's try it. So the first problem, y equals minus 2x plus 1. So where do we get the slope and where do we get the y-intercept from? The slope comes from, it's the coefficient of the x variable. In this case, it's minus 2. And the plus 1 right here is the y-intercept. So, and if that was the case, the y-intercept would be the ordered pair 0, comma 1. X, Y, X, Y. When you intercept the y-axis, your x is 0. It's always 0 when you're intercepting the y-axis. So here is the slope intercept form of the line right here, right? And what do we have? We have the negative 2. So we can say that m, the slope, is equal to negative 2. And b equals 1. Okay? Pretty straightforward, right? Okay, let's try the next problem. Y is equal to 7/6 x minus 3/4. Well, we've now learned that m is the coefficient of the x variable. Let me get a red. I'll just highlight this little. It's this piece right here, the coefficient of the x variable. So that means that's equal to 7/6, 7/6, and b is equal to this piece here. This is your b term, including the negative, right? So it's equal to negative 3/4. Oops, didn't go back to yellow. Or orange, 3/4. Negative 3/4. Go on to your last one. Y is equal to negative 4/5 x plus what? Plus 0. There is no b. It's 0. So you don't have to really worry about it. It's not in the equation. They could have said what? They could have said plus 0, but they don't have to. It's understood at this point. So the m value is equal to negative 4/5. It's the coefficient of the x term. And the b value is equal to 0. Okay, if you got all those, good job. Okay, example 2, writing an equation. So now it says write an equation of the line with the slope of 3/8 and the y-intercept of 6. So this is basically just going in reverse from what we just did in the previous slide, right? So we're going to write the standard form of the slope-intercept form of the line. And it's right here. Y is equal to mx plus b. M is the slope. B is the y-intercept. Okay. Well, they're telling you the slope is 3/8 and that the y-intercept is 6. So let's write it. We're going to write, it's right here. Y equals the slope times x, right? Plus this y-intercept, plus 6. There it is. And here we just wrote it. The same. Okay, you just substitute. Let's move on. Example 2, check your understanding. As you know, I'd like you to pause the video here. Write an equation of a line with slope equal to negative 3 and the y-intercept equal to 4. So I'm going to pause for a couple seconds here and let you get going. Okay, now that you're back, so let's write this line. So what is the slope? Negative 3, and the y-intercept is 4. That's what they tell us right here. So there's nothing more to it than this. We're going to write the standard form of the equation. Y is equal to mx plus b. And now we're going to substitute. We're going to substitute the slope, which is m. So y is equal to negative 3 times x And it's plus what? Plus 4. Got it? Pretty straightforward, right? Okay, good. Okay, example 3, writing an equation from a graph. So now they're giving us a graph, and we're going to try to write the equation from there. Okay, so you can write an equation from a graph. Use 2 points to find the slope, and then use the slope and the y-intercept to write the equation. Basically the same. Now you're going to solve for the slope and how to find the, and then we're going to look at how to find the y-intercept, which you've already been shown this. We're going to do it again here. So write the equation of a line. That's what they want. Step 1, find the slope. Well, how do you find the slope? 2 points on the line are, and they're telling us, are 0 and 2. This one is the starting position, the first one, starting position, and the second one, 4 minus 1 here, 4 comma minus 1, is our ending position. So keep in mind there's a starting position and an ending position. And usually we always do this starting from the left, going to the right. So in this case, the line is pointing downward, right? I mean, it's going to be negative. We know that right off the bat. We've talked about this. And we know the starting position is where? Right here. I'm going to change colors. So the starting position is right there. And what is the value of that? It's the x value right here is 0, 0, comma, and it's 1, 2. So the starting position is 0, comma 2 right here. See it? 0, comma 2 right in our already written out for us. And the ending position, they want negative 1, 4, comma 4, and 4, comma negative 1. So we're going to go from x. We're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, and we're going to go down 1, negative 1, down 1 to here. 4 out, 1, 2, 3, 4 out, down 1. So this is our slope, and these are the 2 points we've decided to use to define the slope. So now that you have that, you have the 4 minus, comma, minus 1, 4, comma, the 4 is the x, comma, minus 1 is the y, okay? So now here's the slope. Here is the formula for slope. In our case, it's going to be equal to minus 1, the ending position, the y ending position. This is y. So here's over here, minus 1, minus the starting position. And the starting position for y was right here at positive 2. So it's minus 1 minus 2 divided by the ending position rather, 4 for x, 1, 2, 3, 4. That's the ending position, the value 4. And it started at 0. Here's the starting was 0. 4 minus 0. When we simplify this, we're going to get minus 1 minus 2 is minus 3, negative 3, divided by 4 minus 0 is 4. So the answer is, for the slope, is negative 3/4. Now that we have the slope, we can write the equation in finding the y-intercept. Well, we know the y-intercept. We picked it from the very beginning. It says now, step 2, write an equation in the slope-intercept form. The y-intercept is 2. And we already know that. The y-intercept is right there. The line crosses right there, the y-axis line right there at 2. So y is equal to mx plus b. The m we found out already is negative 3/4. So it's y is equal to negative 3/4 x plus 2. There's the equation for that line. Okay, example 3, check your understanding. So now it's your turn. Hopefully you'll pause and give this a try. I'll wait for you. It says write the equation of a line. And we're talking about the y-intercept, right? Y slope intercept form. So go ahead. When you get back, we'll work on it together. Okay, I'm now assuming that you've pause the video and work this out, and now you're back with me, and we're going to continue on. So what's the first thing you need to do? The first thing to write this slope intercept form of the line is we need to find the slope. Okay, well, in order to find the slope, we need the starting, because we just have a line with no points. We have to have a starting and an ending point. We always start at the left and end on the right. So then whether we're going up or down, we know in this case it's positive. It's going up from left to right. The line is sloping up in a positive direction. So the first thing we're going to find, let's find the starting point now. So I'm going to call SP equal to the starting point, and the starting point is going to be equal to what? What coordinates? What XY coordinate, or the ordered pair? So it's good, the starting point, I say, to start right at where the line crosses the y-axis. And then, because then your x is 0. So, and y in this case is 1. So now we're going to have 0, x is 0, 1 is the y value. That's our starting. How about next we're going to do the ending point. And the ending point, so I'm going to let me draw this in blue here. So this is going to be our starting point right here. And I'll write it 0, 1. Starting point. Okay, now the next thing to do is, if you're trying to pick the ending point, you should try to pick the point that kind of crosses at an intersection, like this right here, right? The line crosses at an intersection right there. It wouldn't be as good if you were down here, because now you got to do a half or some guess at some interval, which you will have to in the future. But right now you don't need to, because you see it crosses right at that intersection right there. And that intersection is x2, y2. So it's x, or let's say parenthesis, right? So I'm just going to write it out. I'm going to say here, 2, 2. And up here, I'm going to go back to the gold, and it's 2, 2. That's our starting point and ending point. And now that you know that, you can use the formula for the slope. M is equal to y2, the ending point, minus y1, the starting y point, divided by x2, the ending x point, minus x1, the starting x point. Now, what are they? So if we substitute, the ending y value, here's ending y is 2. 2 minus the starting y value is 1, minus 1, divided by the ending x value. Ending x is 2, so here's 2, minus the starting x value. And the starting x value was 0. See, that's why it makes it a little easier, because you get a 0 there. And now what does that equal to? That equals to 1 divided by 2. So our slope is 1/2. So let's write the equation. We have y equals the slope, 1/2 x, plus, you can always say plus. In this case, we know that our 1 is where we intercept the 1. It's 1, right? You can always write plus, and I'm going to say why, because if it was negative, you would put down a parenthesis, negative number, and then close the parenthesis. But in this case, we can just say 1. So the equation of this line is y equals 1/2 x plus 1. Okay. Okay, objective 2, objective 2, graphing linear equations. Each point on a graph of an equation is an ordered pair that makes the equation true. The graph of a linear equation is a line that indicates all solutions of the equation. So you can use the slope and y-intercept to graph the line. So what they're saying there is that line, any point you pick on that line, any ordered pair, x comma y, of all the points, which are millions of them, billions, an infinite number of points along that line, each one of those points is a solution. You can put that, you have the y value and the x value, and you run it through, the left side will be equal to the right side. Okay? So that's what they mean by that. So let's see what they're talking about in creating a graph from the line, the equation. Okay, example 4, graphing equations. So here they're asking us graph the line y is equal to 3x minus 1. They're showing us 3 steps to do this. First step, the, step 1, the y-intercept is -1. So plot the point at 0, comma, -1. Okay, 0, comma, -1. That's easy because we're going to go ahead now and we're going to find x equals 0 is right. X equals 0 is right there where the two cross. And y, they're saying, is -1. Right here at the point 0, -1. So here it is. Y is equal to -1 right there. 0, -1, -2, -2, right? -1 and 2. So there's our first, that's our y-intercept. Then it says, now, the slope is 3, or 3 divided by 1. The slopes always are a fraction. The y value over the x value. The x value might be a 1, which means you don't need to write it like we did here, the 3. It's assumed to be 3 over 1. And now we're going to write it so it's easier to see what we're doing. Use the slope to plot the second point. Well, to slope to oh here okay, I've got the blue. To plot the second point, we're going to see that it's what? 3 divided by 1. Y is 3, x is 1. So that means you go, and it's positive 3. Positive 3, so we go up 3 and to the right 1. So we started down here at our 0, -1. And we're going to go up 3, 1, 2, 3. Always do y first. And then do the to the right 1. Boom. So here we are. We went up 3 to the right 1. So now you can see we have 2 points. These 2 points. Okay. Then it says draw a line through the points. Well, I'm going to try that. But as you probably know if you've been with me at all, I don't draw very good on this tablet. But there's the line, right? There's the line through the 2 points. And that is the line. We've now drawn the line. They drew it for us. I can erase my scribblings. Okay, and there it is. You see the line drawn through the points. Okay, good. Okay, example 4, check your understanding. So it's your turn. Go ahead and give this a try. You're going to draw a graph. I'm assuming you're going to be able to do it better than I did because you probably have a nice straight edge and a pencil. But we'll help you out when you come back. We'll draw it on this side too for you. So go ahead and pause. I'll pause and wait for you. You pause the video and try this. You're going to draw a graph of this line. Y is equal to 3 halves x minus 2. Okay, I'm assuming you've stopped the video, you tried it, and you've come back, right? So let's write this out. So we've got y is equal to 3 halves x minus 2. There's our linear equation. I always like to, you're going to find that I always like rewriting the equations. So and then you look back to see, what I wrote just now match what was written out for me to do, right? My instructions. And that you don't want to do a problem and then find out that, oh, I misunderstood what they wanted, right? This gives you a chance to check back. So now we're going to draw a graph. I'm just going to draw a line down like this, a line like that. And I have 3s and 2s, and so it's all even numbers, right? So I can do 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. You'll find out that we don't need 4, but that's okay. So now here's our little graph. Where's x? X is over here. Y is over here. Right in the middle, this is 0, 0. Right there, 0, 0. So now, first thing we're going to do is, I say, go ahead and plot the y-intercept. Well, where is the y-intercept? Because we're going to draw a line, right? So you might as well have the y-intercept. Here it is, -2. So here's -1, -2. I'm going to change the colors here. Let's change it to red. Right here is -2. 0, 0, comma, -2. Y-intercept. Now you want the slope. So Remember, the top is the y and the bottom is the x. 3 is a positive. It's a positive slope. So that means you're going to go up from here. So you're going to go up 1, 2, 3. Say it. It's telling you 3 goes up, y goes up 3, x goes to the right 2, right here. So down here is where you started, which is 0, negative 2, right? 0, comma, negative 2. And where you ended over here was 2, comma, 1. 2, comma, 1. So those are your points. And now if you can just draw a line through them, I'll do the best I can. That's it. Okay, there's your line. And this is the equation of that line. Y is equal to 3 halves x minus 2. Okay? Okay, example 5. Here's a real-world problem for us to solve. So the base pay of a water delivery person is $210 per week. So that's going to be a constant value. Every week that person gets $210 for working. That person, he in this case, also earns 20% commission on any and all sales he makes. Okay, so the equation, they're telling you what the equation is. The equation T is equal to 210, that's the constant part, plus an additional part he gets is 0.2 times the sales. 20% is 20 divided by 100, which is 0.2. We converted from 20% to decimal, 0.2%, 0.2 times S. There's the equation. And the sales, earnings, T to sales X, right? So this is relating T to X. So graph the equation. So first, step 1, identify the slope and y-intercept. So what is the slope and y-intercept? Well, we've got to put this equation that they gave us in the slope-intercept form. And we do that just by moving these two around. Using an associative property of addition, we can move these back and forth without any problem. So now we have T is equal to 0.2s plus 210. So step 2, plot the 2 points. First point, 0 and 210. Okay, they're using the y-intercept. We know that's the y-intercept. And x is always 0 in that case. And then use the slope to plot the second point. So the slope is 0.2. They told you, here's the slope, 0.2, which is 2 divided by 10, or it's 20 divided by 100, or you just keep multiplying, or 200 divided by 1,000. That's the 0.2. But what they're trying to do is they're trying to get you into a range here. Let's pick a percentage here, or a slope that's going to fit nicely in our graph and look right. Okay, so, and since we're talking about hundreds of dollars here per week, we have to get sales in hundreds so that everything kind of matches. So what do? So it says the slope is 0.2, which is 20 over 100. Plot the points, 20 points, units above the first, right? So what do? We're going to go ahead and try that and plot this thing and see how it comes out. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to plot right here at 210. So these numbers here, 200, I would go out here, 200, maybe I'll change colors. 200, I didn't change. 210, 220, 230, 240. Okay, right here. So we started at 210, right? 210 is where we started, and x is 0. That's our first point. I'll write it in here. 0, comma, 210. That's our starting point. And to find the ending point, we're going to take 20 per 100. So we're starting off at 0 hundreds. And when we get over here, we wanted to go up 20. You have to go up 20 hundredths. So up 20 on the y value, you're starting at 210, we're going to go up 20. So it's 10, 20. Here's 20 from 210 to 230. So we're at 230 and we're over 100. We went up 2 and over 100, up 20 and over 100. Okay, it might not be easy to see because of the graphing, but we label these bottom parts in hundreds, and then we can raise this in tens for each notch going up. So now you see we have, here's this point here, which is the y value is 230, and the x value is 100. So this one is 100, comma, 230. Okay, and it says draw a line through the points. So this would be it right here, a line through the points. So the key here is knowing that we had to put the dollars earned or sales in hundreds and try to fit these two graphs together. So we started here at 210 and went up 20 and over 100. Okay. If this was anything different, the slope would look different. It would be the same answer, but the look of the graph would be different. Okay. The slope would still be the same, but the picture of the graph would be different. Okay, so you drew the line through the points. Okay, example 5, check your understanding. So suppose the base pay for the delivery person is $150 a week, and the commission on each sale is 30%. Now, not as it was in the last time, I think it was 20%, right? Or 10%, whatever it was, 20%. So the equation relating the total earnings, T, to the sales, S, is T is equal to 150 plus 0.3s. Okay, so let's graph the equation, what they want us to do. So go ahead and pause the video, and then when you come back, we'll do it together. Okay, I'm going to assume you've done that and you're back. So let's look at the numbers. So the graph is going to be basically like it was before. I'm going to draw a typical graph. I'm just going to draw a graph down the middle. I don't know what the marks are going to be yet, but they're probably going to be very similar to what they were, the tick marks that they were on the last. This is X. I'm going to X and Y, but it's not X and Y. It's, I guess I'm going to do this. I'm going to change that. I always say X and Y so often. It's not. It's T and S. The sales, okay? And this is the total, T. So, so let's go ahead and, here's 0. Okay, so first thing we're going to do is we're going to put 150. That's the given, right? Remember they said T was equal to 150 plus 0.3s. And we playing the same changes here for the percentage. We change that to 30/100ths. So it gets us all in hundredths. So here the 150s in hundreds, the sales are in hundreds, everything's kind of in hundreds. So the scale will fit together. The pieces, the X or the S's and the T's are kind of will fit the same. So now we're going to rewrite this equation to get it in slope intercept form. So we're going to say T is equal to 0.3s plus 150. So because of that, we know that the y-intercept is 150. So I can right now go ahead and do the y-intercept, and I'm going to make this red. Oh no, let me draw in 50, 100, 150. Okay, let's start. No, I'm not sure. I don't want to do that. Sorry. Okay, so I'm going to go back and redraw these. I'm going to do something here, and I'll tell you what it means. I'm going to draw a little break like that in the line. And that means that this is 0, and up here is whatever I want to put it when I get to this point. I can make it now anything I want because it's like I took out a piece here that you don't know how big it is. So now I'm going to do this. And I'm going to say that this is 150. And this is 10, 20, 30. So here's 180. And then 190 is up here somewhere. Okay. And now I'm going to do 100, 200, 300, 100, 200, 300. Okay. So now I'm starting my plot right here. I'm going to put a red dot there now. So I'm going to start off at x equals 0, y is equal to 150. This is where the person's base salary is. And then for every $100, they get 30. So so they're going to go from here 60, 70, 80, right? So they're going to be up here and it's going to be out here in 100. Okay. And if I draw, and that's it. So now this is right here is 0, comma 150. And this one here is 100, comma 180. And the line through here is this line. Oops. Sorry, my hand jiggled. That line going through there. Maybe I'll try that again. See if I can do that one more time. See if I can make it any straighter. No, I can't apparently. I guess I can't, huh? Let me get this. Let me put my dot back out here and see if I can draw. Oh, that's a little better. So the dots right there. That one and that one. So what would happen if I, down here, instead of 100, 200, 300, I made this 100, made this 50, 100, 150. Okay. Then what would have happened is this line would be less, the slope would be less this way in terms of the picture. Because I would have went from here and I would have went out to the 100 mark, which would have been out here, right here, right? So if I change that, let's go back to the gold, then the slope of that line would have been like this. But the slope would have still been the same. The picture wouldn't be the same, but numerically it would still be the same because I would have went up 30 and out 100. Okay? So just something to keep in mind that the slope of the line can change depending on what numbers you put on the graph.